which is basically a bunch of improvisers in Chicago. And they
Isn't that us as well? Aren't we just a bunch of improvisers?
Yeah. And they basically do one-shot role-playing games. And my personal favorite episode was the one where they were actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf, where it's an RPG that's someone created online about being an actual cannibal, about fighting Shia LaBeouf on set as he tries to eat you all. And it was so good. It was very funny. But yeah, this is made by that group, and they went out and they found a whole bunch of people to make one-shot 2-page RPGs, which are really easy to run, very easy to run. And I ran one yesterday actually for some friends, and it was the pig at the wedding, and they were trying to stop a wedding with a giant pig.
So my invitation was just lost, I assume, is what it was.
I didn't know if you were into weddings or pigs. I apologize.
Fine. No, it's cool. It's cool.
Why not both?
Yeah, it was a blast, and we did a whole game of them trying to for various reasons, because they hated the bride and groom, try to stop a wedding with a giant smelly pig.
Wouldn't that be pretty easy to do? I don't know.
It doesn't seem too complicated.
Well, they had to steal the pig. They had to acquire the pig, because they were living in a city and just didn't have a pig lying around. Then they had to smuggle the pig into the wedding, and then figure out a way to deal with the pig while at the wedding, so it would not get caught with the pig, and then release the pig at the opportune moment, the peak moment which would cause the most disruption, all while dealing with their own personal insecurities.
Did they have to use the pig though, or can they use products produced from the pig?
That's where I was going.
They wanted the point of the thing is to use the pig itself. The problem was that the pig, first of all, they tried to get the pig drunk in order to smuggle it out of a frat party without causing any disruption. But the pig didn't react well to the being drunk or by being put into a sidecar of a motorcycle. So it was traumatized the next day, and it wasn't behaving properly. So they tried to give the pig a pep talk. They tried to put makeup on the pig, but the makeup only caused an allergic reaction. So they tried. So now the pig is just demoralized. So then they fed the pig cocaine, and that's when things went downhill. So yeah,
that's when things went downhill.
Can you steal multiple pigs? Because the best way to do it,
I don't see why not.
So you steal 3 pigs, okay? You get some paint and paint 1, 2, and 4 on the 3 pigs, and then you release them right as the bride's coming down the aisle. They're going to spend hours looking for pig number 3.
I was just thinking of an improvised pig shit bomb.
Like feed him X-Lax so that he shits, and then throw
Just
that
be
all
like,
over the place.
Here, I brought this keg, and then put the keg full of crap and gunpowder on the table.
Shrapnel, though. There's shrapnel.
Sadly, we kind of glossed over them smuggling the pig into the wedding. The issue is more than trying to calm the pig down or get the pig into the mood.
Into the mood? What's happening at this wedding?
to start the wedding, into the mood of being crazy.
So here's my easiest possible way of doing it. Okay, ready? You give the pig a bunch of sleeping pills. If the pig lives, that's cool. If it dies, then whatever. You don't need to be alive for this portion of it. Wow. You put it into a very large duffel bag and have multiple people carry it in, and you'd be like, "Oh, this is a surprise for the bride and groom." And as the bride is walking down the aisle, you take a couple of people, you pull the pig out, and you throw it at the bride and knock the bride down, therein crippling the bride with a 500 or 600 pound pig.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you got to throw a 500 or 600 pound pig. I mean, it's going to take.
That's why you have multiple people.
Yeah, but even multiple people, that's going to be. You're not going to move it far.
Okay, then chop up the pig and throw the bloody pieces at it.
Just pull a carry. Just take the blood and just.
One of the great parts of this game is that there is a meter for, like, it's called the pig suspicion track, and as you fail, it gets worse and worse. Level 1 of the pig suspicion track is, what's that noise? Level 2 is, what's that smell? Level 3 is that pig shit? Level 4 is, wait a minute, is that a pig? And level 5 is, that is a pig. That is the,
That's great.
So yeah. Troy's goes right over the first 2 and right to 3. Is that pig shit? Now, does it actually have to be a pig?
Yes, the game is called
Pig
at a Wedding.
I understand that, but can you dress something up like a pig?
No, it's called Pig at a Wedding. The pig has character traits.
That's a good point. I could just go shit at a wedding.
I'm just saying, like, we could dress up Troy, and Troy could, like, bench press the bride. That's what it would be. We would dress Troy up as a pig. He would be the pig. Troy would then go flex in front of her as she's walking down the aisle, therein catching her gaze, taking it away from the groom, and then Troy and her run off. There, done.
If you want to incorporate the pig disguises as part of your performance, that is perfectly valid. There's nothing saying that, but a pig, nonetheless, is essential to the whole caper.
Because it has to be alive.
Yeah. Look, honestly, I'm not really in the mood for killing a pig for entertainment. I think that this.
I'm saying like a pig on a spit. You're bringing a pig on a spit.
No, the pig's got to be alive. Again, it has personality traits like curious or belligerent or cowardly.
A belligerent pig.
You get to roll for 2 traits. They roll. They happen in the game last night. They happened to roll belligerent and pungent, and so
I want to play this so bad now.
My kind of pig.
It was a blast. It was a lot of fun. It was really crazy.
So I think the easiest plan is that you kidnap the pig, but then you also have to kidnap like the bride or groom or something, right? And then like, haha, surprise, it's the pig. It's your wife. So not only are you disrupting the wedding, you're also insulting the person you kidnapped.
Yes. Well, the idea is there's a reason why this pig will upset them in particular. That's kind of the point of it. And then you, through role playing, you develop the backstory as to why a pig specifically is what you're using as the thing to ruin this wedding. Having
like a Jewish wedding or something?
No. Whatever story you happen to create as a group. So the reason they hated this is because the groom was particularly heinous as a person. And so was the bride, actually. And they both used pig slurs as their common thing. That's what we determined. So that is why they decided to use pig. Anyways.
That's fine. How long did it take?
Grandpa was killed by a pig in the war.
It took about 2 hours.
It took 2 hours. Holy, okay.
You have to try and do
It's like a movie. It's like a movie.
Well, I understand. I would be interested in trying it if other people would be interested in trying it.
Sure.
As an episode. We would just have to allot the time for it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can pick one there is shorter. Ooh. Like, I don't know if it's shorter or longer. I assume that it's the more you put into it, the longer it is, obviously.
Yeah, so each game, there's different games. Each game has a set time frame, so playing time. So one of them, for example, is specifically 40 minutes. And that's called Break Room, a game about one-upping your coworkers. So that would be 40 minutes, and you just basically are silly for 40 minutes, essentially.
What about this, Keith? Instead of doing a podcast, why don't we just because we're getting quite a few followers, including everyone listening to this podcast, I assume, on Facebook.
Unless they checked out after the Boy Scout talk, but yeah, go on.
Yeah,
that's gonna be. I'll cut that out, and that's gonna be a bonus thing. It's gonna be one of those cutting room floor things. So I've been saving pieces of our discussions, like things at the very start and the things at the very end and stuff like that, that will go together to become like a tidbits type of episode.
Yeah, why don't we do something like a bonus or like a live stream it on Facebook or something? So
here's the other thing. Here's one thing that I thought would be interesting. With what we have, I can't remember the name of the actual site, Speaker CMS, which is what we use to host our podcasts, which just so you're aware, for everybody who's aware right now, in the last 30 days, we've had 41 downloads.
What?
Total?
Crazy.
Yeah, in total. Just in the last 30 days. So that's something.
Yeah, that's something.
It's not like we're not quite at the numbers that we used to be at, but we're getting up there. But we can do live podcasts. So we can do live casts off of it. So it'll record it. and then we can live cast through it, and we can actually do this as a thing on this live cast. Now it would have to be a hard and fast time. Loosey goosey coming in when you want.
Well, we can also, if you want, we can also put together on Discord or Twitch or something like that. I have a Discord server.
You could do Twitch even too. I've gone on the Twitch rabbit hole. This is actually a topic for the actual podcast we're doing right now. That I've gone on the Twitch rabbit hole of late. Like
that's what my Scoutmaster called it too.
I think we get banned off Twitch.
There are terms of service, aren't there? Like, I think you can find it all. Does Zoom have terms of service? Because I think Zoom was like,
I give them money; they don't care.
I have a couple of friends that are partnered that will not stream with me in Discord with me. For a reason.
So I'm going on this Twitch rabbit hole. Look, I don't play video games at all. Obviously, I say obviously as you guys know me. But Twitch, I'm like going on this rabbit hole watching people on Twitch, not just necessarily video games. Obviously, people do other things on Twitch, but like all these like shows they have on Twitch and stuff. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, they lie and get money from people on Twitch. Yeah,
they lie and get money from people.
Some of that. If you like YouTube, like I don't know, Twitch scammers or stuff like that. Like there's one guy who was he was getting money. He was in a wheelchair and he was getting money for being in a wheelchair and on Twitch and blah blah blah. And he accidentally left his Twitch running and then stood up at the end of his show and then walked away. There's like a whole like slew of them of people who are like oh, you know, I live in like this hobble of a place and blah blah blah. And then something happens, and then at the end of their thing, at the end of their show, they forget to turn off a camera or whatever, and they take down a cardboard cutout that's in the background. Or another one was, it was just somebody, it was like a mom that came in afterwards and was like yelling and screaming at the person for using the internet and stuff. It was weird that I live on my own. It's like, well, you live with your mom, like you live with your parents, this type of thing, and I don't know.
Well,
sorry.
I guess the things I was watching were like the political commentator shows, like sort of left wing political commentator shows, and strangely, I went down a rabbit hole and started watching all these like dating shows. Like,
okay.
I don't know why. Like, why am I watching this?
Like them. How would a date, or like is it
no,
like a mystery date type thing, or
no? Like, so they have a Twitch streamer type person, and then they have about 10 contestants who are, it's kind of like a bachelor, who are trying to vie for the affection of this one Twitch streamer. But the secret is that some of them are in this game to play for love, to actually have a date or whatever with this Twitch streamer, and some of them are in it for simply to host their Twitch stream, I guess, to get more views. So you kind of got to determine whether or not this person's being real when their affections to you, or they're just saying it because they want to get more.
So it's like the average Joe.
Just like the actual Bachelor.
Most of them are actually Twitch streamers. Most of them are people are Twitch streamers.
No, but there was a show called for 3 seasons called The Average Joe. Okay. And it was The Bachelor. Except one of the bachelors was real and everybody else was actors.
Wasn't that Joe Blow?
Was it Joe Blow?
I think it was Joe Blow. When it was like a reality TV show with this one random dude and everyone else in the house was an actor.
Let's see.
The one I was thinking of, sorry, Seth, no, I haven't seen that one. The one I was thinking of is that it was like The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, except all the men were like geeks.
But there's kind of like Beauty and the Geek or whatever.
Yeah,
that's that one. That's one I saw.
But no, this one, the guy, one of the shows I watched is a really good looking guy, and the other, it's like people who are like very attractive women on the show. So like it's not just like that. That's not really the premise of the show. But like the idea is that they either they're in it for either love or to host, and it's kind of like an Among Us thing, like one of them is
okay.
Some of them are not exactly what they say they are.
Sounds sus.
Exactly.
don't know. I can't seem to find